repeat after me. Namo Fundamental Teacher Shakyamuni Buddha.
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 Unsurpassed, profound, and subtle Dharma. This is a bit difficult. The unsurpassed, profound, and subtle Dharma. It's difficult to encounter.
It's difficult to encounter
In hundreds of millions of kalpas.
in hundreds of millions of
I now see and hear it.
I now see and hear it.
Receive and uphold it.
Receive and uphold it.
May we understand the true meaning
May we understand the true meaning
of the Tathagata.
of the Dharma.
Okay. Namo Amituofo. So thank you everyone for coming to our third session of the series of introductions into Buddhism. It's fundamentals of Buddhism. So this is the first time I can just speak maybe one language, like English. Before I had to speak like both languages, English and Chinese. So it will be very good for me this time. So last session we talked about the meaning of taking the three refuges. Does anyone remember what are the three refuges, the three jewels? Anyone know?
Buddha Dhamma Sangha.
Very good. Okay, so what does the word Buddha mean?
Enlightenment.
Enlightenment and awaken one and kindness, yeah, of course. But like we just what we just said, the opening, like before the talk, what do we always say? Namo Fundamental Teacher Shakyamuni Buddha. Okay, so in Buddhism, like the first step of studying Buddhism is to take the three refuges. And the word Buddha, first it means our teacher. Who's our teacher? It's our fundamental teacher, Shakyamuni Buddha, the founder of Buddhism. And in the first session, I also talk about how the essence of Buddhism is not really a religion. A lot of people identify Buddhism as just another religion, but actually, in essence, why I say Buddhism is not a religion, it transcends religion, it transcends philosophy, and transcends all of that. So why? Anyone who can record who were here for the first lesson?
More than religion,
Yes?
because it's like something that's true for yourself and just fun for yourself.
Yeah, because the Buddha told us the methods, the practices to help us awaken the Buddha nature that's within all of us. You know what I mean? So the Buddha said, not only I can realize Buddhahood, the meaning of Buddha nature, Buddhahood. Buddha is the Sanskrit word, means, you know, you're Indian. A fake Indian. So Buddha means awaken. Yeah, the word Buddha is a title that's given to whoever that's awakened. Okay, so in our world we have Shakyamuni Buddha. Shakyamuni Buddha also told us in many other worlds, there are also many Buddhas, many beings who have cultivated for many, many kalpas, a very, very long time, and they realize completely awakened. They're completely awakened, which means that they realize the truth of life and the universe. They understand absolutely everything about this world. And the Buddha said, not only I can do it, you can also do it, you can do it, you can do it. You know what I mean? So the essence of Buddhism is not really just another religion. Right? Other religion, maybe they say, no, God creates everything. We're sort of like just At most, you can be like a messenger or servants of God. Right? You can't be God, right? No other religion say you can also be God or you can be like Allah. But Buddha said you can be Buddha. Buddha said Buddhahood, Buddha nature is within your very potential. But for what? We are not Buddhas yet. But why we're not Buddhas yet? Why we're not completely awakened yet? What did the Buddha say after he realized enlightenment?
It's too hard.
It's too hard. Yeah, why is it too hard? What did he say? He gave us the exact reasons why we are not there yet. We are on the path, don't worry. But for delusions and attachment, correct? How many delusions we have every day? Our mind creates all these negative thoughts, negative thinking that do nothing good to our health, our mental and physical health. And attachment, how much attachment we have. Attachment to things, to people, whatever. Why is attachment not very good? It's actually not very healthy. Why? What is the source of our suffering?
Everything changes.
Very good. Yeah, because of impermanence, because of things change. If you attach too much, you're gonna suffer a lot. That's why when our maybe loved ones they passed, we feel a lot of suffering, right? A lot of pain. When the things we want changes, maybe the person loves me a lot in the past, and then all of a sudden he starts talking to me, and then we feel suffered. People's attitude changes. Or when circumstances in life changes, like if we are too much attached to things to always be the same, we're gonna suffer. Yeah, true. So the Buddha said attachment, craving is the root of suffering. So that's why I said Buddhism is not just a religion. It's being identified as a religion in the world, but it's very scientific. It also transcends science. It really reveals to us, Buddha's teaching really reveals to us the truth of life and the universe. If you study Buddhism, you will know this for yourself. And what is Dharma? Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha. What's Dharma? Purpose? Anybody who were here last time?
Buddha's teaching and sutras.
And it is that Buddha's teachings, all the sutras, the scriptures that recorded the Buddha's teaching, it's called Dharma. To be more like general, more.
It's the way.
It's the way, it's the path, it's the methods, right? So methods, the practices. That's why do we need meditation? Because although the Buddha said you can realize Buddhahood, but you need to practice. And that's why we haven't realized yet, we haven't practiced enough to get rid of our delusions and attachment. So the Dharma are practices, they are methods, are very scientific methods. Even the top scientists, a lot of them, they practice meditation. They approve, they say they're Buddhists. Top scientists in China all practice what we're gonna practice later. Like quantum physicists, they all say, actually I'm Buddhist. I practice meditation because they find out eventually, like in the field of science, people look out to find the answers. They look at phenomena to find the answers. And then eventually they find they cannot really find the ultimate answers. They need to look within. They need to find it within themselves. So the Dharma are the practices, the methods that help us to be there in the future, to be future Buddhas. If you want to be completely awakened, you want to eliminate all sufferings in life, to transcend all sufferings in life, you need to practice. You need meditation. And then you say, oh, that sounds like too much, I don't need to be like completely awakened. Okay, so let's just say, if you want to live a happy life, let's be very grounded. If you don't want to have like too many afflictions and worries, you just want to live like a happy life in this life, you need meditation. Who needs meditation, everyone?
Yeah. I need meditation, but it's hard to do by myself.
Yeah, so we need to come together as a group. Why is it hard to do it by ourselves? Why? Why you find it hard to do it by yourself?
Because I feel free to think a lot of things in my mind at the same time. I'm meditating.
Okay.
That's my problem.
Yeah, so first of all, it's very important to find a teacher that can guide you. If you don't know the method, you don't know how to meditate. Sometimes people, they do meditation by themselves, but actually they don't really know how to actually meditate. They think meditation means like, oh, I just don't think of anything. No, it's not. Right? Meditation doesn't mean that you don't think. Yeah, you can think, because even if you think you don't think, it's a thought. You know what I mean? So it's not about think nothing. A lot of beginners who are into meditation, they have this mistake. They think, oh, I meditate, I just don't think of anything, all zen, but not really. And you cannot stop the thoughts. The more you want to suppress your thoughts, the more strong they come back. So you can think, it's just like the clouds in the sky, but you're just being an observer and try not to run away with them. And there are methods to help you to tame the monkey mind, to not run away with all the crazy thoughts that's in your mind. And most importantly, it's about non-attachment. Meditation is not about non-thinking. It's about not being attached to whatever thoughts that are going on in your mind. Because why? Why we shouldn't be attached to those thoughts?
Cling to them and they become solidified.
Yeah, because all the thoughts, whatever you think, first of all, they're not permanent, right? You should not grab to anything that's just impermanent in nature. Right? If you think, oh, I'm sad, and then you're attached to this sad, it's like you program your mind into being more sad, being more depressed. Like how we can actually cure mental illness? We are actually a foundation with the purpose of advancing mental health. And how we can actually cure mental illness is what? What do you think the method we should use?
They teach meditation in schools.
Very good. Yeah, to teach people how to meditate, to be not identified with our thoughts. Yeah. If you're not identified to them, whatever thoughts you have, no matter how horrible they are, how horrifying they are, it's like a horror movie. But you're not identified with this horror movie, then the horror movie can't do anything to you. Do you know what I mean? It's like you're observing your mind from a third party perspective. And in our practice later, we also chant this mantra Amitofo. So your mind has something that you can focus on. So that's why mantras and chantings, these are very good to sort of deviate our attention, to draw our attention to something that's positive instead of being attached to whatever rubbish that's going on in your mind. Okay. All right. So today we're gonna. So every time when I do this talk, I also like to do a bit of quick review on the previous session, just for people who were not here. But today we're gonna talk about the different Buddhas, and we're gonna talk about particularly about one Buddha. So how many Buddhas do people know? Give me some names of the Buddhas you know. What Buddhas do you recognize? Have you heard of? Oh. You know the laughing Buddha, very good.
Guan Yin.
Guan Yin, very good. Guan Yin, we have Guan Yin here. Guan Yin is a bodhisattva. Bodhisattva is an awakened sentient being that works for the benefit of all others. So you can think of bodhisattva as like the Buddha's assistant. They're also like a highly enlightened being. And a lot of them, they were ancient Buddhas that come back to be bodhisattvas. So Guan Yin is also an ancient Buddha, very good. Guan Yin, also known as Avalokiteshvara, bodhisattva. Who else? Give me some other names.
Who's a Gautama?
Gautama, very good. Siddhartha Gautama, right? The Buddha in our world, Shakyamuni Buddha, also known as Shakyamuni Buddha. So we got a few names, Siddhartha Gautama. Right, so we talk about his life in our last session. What other Buddha you know?
Jiawen Wang.
Yeah, very good. Siddhagarbha Bodhisattva. In all the paintings that in our art gallery, when you walk out, you see a bodhisattva that looks like a monk. Yeah, and then that is also another bodhisattva called Siddhagarbha. Other Buddhas, give me the names of Buddhas. Not just bodhisattvas.
Medicine Buddha.
Medicine Buddha, very good. Other Buddhas? Quick. what's the meditation we practice here, guys? Yeah, Amitabha, right? Amitabha Buddha. Okay, very good. So in the sort of next series, we're gonna slowly sort of introduce all these different Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, so people have an idea of who they are, how they got to where they are, how they became Buddhas actually. So today we're gonna talk about this laughing Buddha. Do you know the name of laughing Buddha? So many people only know about, anyone knows like what's the exact name of the laughing Buddha? See. Yeah?
Can I speak in Vietnamese?
Yeah, if I can understand it. Yeah.
Ông địa means land.
Oh. Okay.
Means land.
Uh-huh.
The Buddha about land.
Okay. So give me English.
I knew it.
You knew it, right? So why do you know about the laughing Buddha?
Because he's not funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Happy because he looks happy.
He's so famous. Lots of people know him as the laughing Buddha, the happy Buddha. You also see him. Where do you see him?
Restaurant.
Yeah, restaurants, right? Chinese restaurants a lot. They like to put a happy Buddha in the front. Yeah, even like sometimes even like bars, they put like happy Buddha, Buddha bar, whatever. So
Dharma. His name.
No.
No?
no,
Oh.
Maitreya. Come on, Maitreya.
Maitreya.
Yeah, Maitreya Buddha is the future Buddha. So we have Shakyamuni Buddha, the Buddha of our world, and then after many years later, like eons later, there will also be Maitreya Buddha that will come to our world. Yeah,
He's my
he's the future Buddha, Maitreya. Yeah.
Hierarchy.
It's not hierarchy because, good question, right? So in Mahayana Buddhism, so we practice the Mahayana path. The Mahayana means what? Very good. So great vehicle. How is it different from the Theravada? Maybe, yeah, I shouldn't say Theravada. How is it different from the small vehicle?
Yeah, the great vehicle is more less selfish and more like wanting to show others the way.
Yeah, so there are different schools of Buddhism. If you first encounter Buddhism, you might be like blown away by wow, so many different schools, which one I should practice. So the Mahayana vehicle, it's about not only you want liberation for yourself, but you also want liberation for all others. Yeah, so it's the Bodhisattva path. So in the Mahayana, whereas the other vehicle is like, I just obtain enlightenment for myself, that's it. Game's over, finished. And then I just enjoy my state of enlightenment, that's it. Whatever people are, I don't care. But eventually, those people, they will eventually also take up the Bodhisattva path because they will realize, oh, actually, it's a bit bored if I just enjoy my bliss, right? So I should also share with others to help others to liberate from suffering. So that is the Mahayana path. That's the Bodhisattva vehicle. Okay, so in Mahayana Buddhism, there are 52 stages of enlightenment. So sometimes people think, I realize enlightenment, that's it. No, there are more, many stages of enlightenment. Enlightenment is not just one stage, okay? 52 stages. And then if we talk about there are hierarchies, yes, there are. There's the Arahant, there's a Pratyeka Buddha, Bodhisattva, and Buddha. Okay, Buddha at the top is the 52nd stage. It's a complete awakened. And then we have Buddha in our world, Shakyamuni Buddha. And then Shakyamuni Buddha already entered Parinirvana. So what does Parinirvana mean? Do you know? Enter Nirvana, enter Parinirvana. Did the Buddha died? Did the Buddha in our world died?
Yes.
Wrong. So if you don't know about Buddhism, you say, oh yeah, the Buddha just died. You know, he entered Parinirvana at the age of 80 years old. So we don't say the Buddha doesn't reincarnate like us. Right? In Buddhism, we talk about the 6 realms of reincarnation. We reincarnate according to our karma, the good and bad deeds we've done. Whereas the Buddha sort of like just disappear, hidden for some time. Why he chose to enter Parinirvana at the age of 80, do you know? So it's different when you say someone died and the Buddha's parinirvana. Very, very different idea. What happens if the Buddha is always staying in this world like forever, all the time, and teaching all the time? What do you think people would think?
People are not trying hard to imagine.
Very good.
Yeah.
Why?
Because there is no, like, what is it?
People will be sick of him, right? I imagine if I put on this talk every day, will people come? Maybe not. But maybe once a week, maybe some people come, or maybe once a month. Yeah. So people in our world, we don't really like to sort of treasure this opportunity, the rare opportunity of listening to the Dharma. So if the Buddha kept staying in this world for a very, very long time, which he can, of course the Buddha can, then people don't want to listen to him much, and then they will feel content. They will, because people have this pride. They think they know better. I don't need to listen to this old man talking all the time. So that's why he decided to enter parinirvana at the age of 80. It's like he just hidden away from all beings. You don't know where he is, but the Buddha is everywhere. When you realize Buddhahood, they are everywhere. Yeah, and then they can take on any form, as they can manifest as you or as him, and to be among sentient beings to teach the Dharma. Okay? So, but there are also future Buddhas that will descend into our world to teach the Dharma. And the future Buddha is whom? Maitreya. Very good. But does Maitreya look like that? Does Maitreya look like a fat guy? No, right? If you go to some temples in China, when you enter into the temple, usually you see like a fat Buddha at the entrance. It's Maitreya Buddha, the future Buddha. But there is one temple in China, if you go in, I can't remember exactly where, but I've been to in Zhejiang province in China. You see this Maitreya Buddha that looks so beautiful, just like all these Buddhas that we look. So why is Maitreya Buddha has this fat Buddha image? Do you know? Do you know the story? Anyone know? Maybe you know.
I just know like a story, like he trying to created this kind of image to the people, and like ask for people, do you have some sorry? Do you have some painful? Such kind of things, and you can put in my pocket. Very big one pocket.
Yeah. Yeah, very good. So this is related to a story in China, because Maitreya Buddha manifested as a fat monk. It sounds a bit disrespectful when I say that, but no, I don't mean that. Okay, as a monk in China, Zhejiang province, nowadays Ningbo, in the county of Fenghua. Okay. So this is a true story. So Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, they have many manifestations in the world. This first you need to understand. Not only Maitreya Buddha, also Shakyamuni Buddha, also Amitabha Buddha, also Guan Yin, also these Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, they can manifest in countless forms, in countless worlds at the same time. Do you know that's the ability of the Buddha? It sounds like really like magical to us, but they can really do that. So Maitreya Buddha, like this future Buddha, now Maitreya Bodhisattva, currently resides in the Tusita heaven, in the fourth level of the desire realm. Okay? So he is there to expand the Dharma to sentient beings, but at the same time, he also has countless incarnations in our world and other worlds to help others. So one of the incarnations, one of the manifestations, this is real, okay, happened in China about the 10th century CE. This is at the end of Tang Dynasty and the beginning of the Song Dynasty. In the middle, there is a dynasty called the Fai Dynasty in 10 countries. So during that time, he manifested as a monk named Qi Ci. That's his monk name. It's called Qi Ci. And this monk, just like that, very fat, has a big belly. He has this really jolly nature. He's always laughing. And this monk always go around with a clothes sack, like a bag, on his back. And he just every day walk, unlike other monks, maybe they're staying at a monastery, practice a lot. But this monk, he likes to wander around on the street with his clothes sack. And wherever he goes, he will ask people, like, do you have like $1? It's not dollar, right? But it's Chinese money, but just an example. And then if people want to give him money, offer him money, and then he will put down the bag and people can put the money in the bag. And if people doesn't want to offer him money, he was also happy. He's always happy. He's always joyful, no matter what. And then because of his jolly nature, he drew a lot of attention. Like we all love people with a big smile, right? We all love people with good energy, right? So if you want to be popular, what should you do? Smile more. We should smile more, laugh more, okay? And then some people ask him, oh, master, what is Dharma about? What is Buddhism about? And you know what he did? He just dropped the bag. That's it. That's the teaching. He's not like what I'm doing, like talking for like a long time. No. People ask, what's the essence of Dharma? What's the essence of Buddhism? He just dropped the bag. That's it. And then people, you know what I mean? Anybody? So that's the teaching.
The attachment.
To what?
Release the attachment.
Very good. Very good. To let go. To let go. So that is a very good teaching, right? It's much better than me just talking for an hour, but like you just drop the bag. Well, we should do that next time. Just drop it. And then people ask, oh, so it means no attachment, it means letting go. Does that mean I just don't do anything? That's great. I don't need to work. I don't need to do anything. Does that mean that? What do you think? What does non-attachment mean? Does that mean you just quit your job and you just like leave everything away? You don't do anything? What do you think?
Be present. Now.
Okay. Do you still have to work?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, okay, good. Do you still have to take care of your family?
Yes, I do.
Okay, but you can do it, what? So how can you
Try to be myself at present times as much as possible. But it's not easy for me. I know the theory.
Yeah, we all know the theory well.
In a practical way.
Yeah, so then people say, oh, does that mean that you just don't do anything? Like, so I don't need to take out any responsibility. That sounds great. And then the monk just pick out the bag again and walk away. That's his teaching. And we need to understand this is very good teaching. So what's the Dharma? Let go of the bag. And does that mean I just don't do anything? I'm not attached? And then pick out the bag and walk away. So what does it mean? What is he trying to tell us? What's this teaching? Similar to what you just said. Yeah.
He could maybe just be your authentic self, yeah. It wasn't like wearing a uniform.
What does that mean to be your authentic self?
Yeah, like you could have been a monk and like dressed up like a monk and like done all that. And said this is what you have to do.
So
you have to live here for like 10 years.
So his teaching is like, first, he let go of the bag, which means Buddhism, right? Buddha teaches us to be non-attached. And then he pick up the bag and walk away. What does it mean? The gesture of picking up the bag means what? When people say, oh, does that mean I just don't do anything? Because a lot of people think non-attachment means I just like leave everything away. I don't do anything, run away. But is that the true meaning of non-attachment? You think so?
Then pick up the bag at the end.
Yeah. So it doesn't mean that you don't do anything, everyone. We need to understand. Otherwise, people will think, oh, Buddhists, they're so pessimistic. They're like, just don't do anything. No. You need to just pick up the bag again. Carry whatever responsibility you have. take care of your family, do the job you have, make your money, you have to. But you can do it in a what way?
Non-attachment way.
Very good, that's what we're looking for. Thank you. Round of applause.
So say again. It's not
Yeah, in a way that you are not attached too much, whatever fame or money, but you do your best. Still, you don't.
Yeah, so in a non-attached way, we should do everything. You can do everything when you are Buddhist. It doesn't mean that you can't do anything. But you should do it. Try not to be too attached. Okay, how we can do things in a non-attached way? Like this is interesting.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Leave the any result with Buddha.
Leave what?
Leave the any result, because if we put our effort too much, we want something good, but we never know what we will get. So yeah.
Okay, very good. So that there is a saying in Chinese, 因上努力，果上随缘. It means that on the courses, we should try our best. And being a Buddhist doesn't mean that you don't do anything. You just you do whatever. No, you can try your best. You can want for the best result. But sometimes a lot of conditions, they are not up to us. A lot of things we cannot control. Many factors. That's why there is impermanence. And then for the fruits, we can sort of let go a little bit. Either result, whatever it is, we can let go a little bit. But we still try our best through the process. And the process is actually more important than the result. And sometimes, how can we actually do things in a non-attached way? It's that you need to be in meditation when you do those things. For instance, so that's why I recommend this chanting Amitabha meditation, the Amitabha recitation. It's a very practical meditation you can employ in your everyday life, whatever you do. Like when you're washing the dishes. Okay, say a scenario here. Maybe you just had a fight with your husband, whatever, or your wife. And then you have to do the dishes, or otherwise no one's doing the dishes. And while you're doing the dishes, how can you do it in a non-attached way so you're not bringing this anger and everything into your mind? So you need meditation. So while you're doing the dishes, you can be like, Amitabha, Amitabha, Amitabha. You know what I mean? It's like a cleansing your mind, to purify your mind. So instead of thinking, oh, that guy is so annoying, and you don't have any energy to do anything. So you just change the way you think, change your mind. It's Amitabha, Amitabha, whatever you do. Only, maybe this morning your boss said something and then pissed you off a little bit. Then you went for a walk. Instead of thinking, oh, that person, the boss, blah, blah, so evil, you just say Amitabha, Amitabha while you're walking. Can you see? Can you see how this meditation can be employed, can be practiced in every moment of our life? So meditation is not just sit there and not move and not think, right? Meditation, the true meditation is that you should bring it into everything you do in your life. That is the real meditation. Meditation is not about 1 hour on the cushion or something. No. If you are only mindful for 1 hour in your life, what happens with the rest of 23 hours in your life? How are you going to carry it out, right, to function properly in your life? So whenever your mind is not too much engaged in maybe logical thinking, if you have to do math, maybe you can't chant Amitabha. But if you don't have to think too much stuff, then you can say Amitabha, Amitabha in your mind. And whatever you do in your life, you can keep this mantra in your mind. Right? Amitabha means infinite peace, infinite light. Right? It's like you're reprogramming your mind. You're killing all the viruses of the mind. It's like a computer. If you have virus, you need to run an antivirus program. And this mantra is our antivirus program. Just Amitabha, Amitabha, Amitabha. And you think, oh, my life is so boring, no purpose. Amitabha, Amitabha, Amitabha. My husband's so annoying, doesn't do anything. Amitabha, Amitabha, Amitabha. You know what I mean? It's not about changing your environment. And sometimes maybe we feel like we want to run away from everything. But it's understandable, which I did that before too. I run away for like 6 years, 10 years, just for my search. But like eventually you will find out it's not about where you go. It's really about your state of mind. Even if you run away to paradise, you will get bored after 2-3 days. And that's why a lot of the celebrities, they all have like depression and all this like really people, very wealthy people, they're not very happy because if they don't know about meditation, even if you have all the money, you're living in a paradise, you're not happy. Yeah, because they don't know how to control their thoughts. They let their wild thoughts run their lives. Instead of, if you can know how to tame the monkey mind, then you are really the true winner of life. This is more important than anything I'm telling you. Doesn't matter what you do. Like people say, how can I have a good career, have a good relationship, good family, blah, blah, blah. If you want to have a good areas in every area, if you want to be good, I have this, whatever, good thing, good career, good, you first need to set your mind good. This is the course, this is the fundamentals. You can't just expect, I want to have a good career, and then you can't expect that. But maybe at your workplace, if you cannot control your emotions, if you get easily agitated, you get angry easily, or at your family, it's the same. It applies to all areas. First of all, you need to set your mind right. You need to know how to control your emotions, maybe not to let your wild thoughts run your life, to not let your emotions to control you. You need to be the master of your mind. Then whatever you do in your life, you'll be good. Trust me. This can apply to all areas. It's not only like, so if you want to live a good life, what you should do first?
Control your mind.
How do you control your mind?
Meditation.
Very good. So first, you need to study the Dharma, because the Dharma teaches you how to meditate. And then you practice this, you bring that into your life. And whatever you do in your life, you will be successful. This is true. Yeah. And when I mean successful, I don't mean maybe you necessarily make lots of money, but at least you will have a very good quality of life. You will have a happy life, happy mind, happy life, I tell you. So I'm sharing an example of sort of how I transform my life. My relationship with my mom, in the past we weren't good, which is common to a lot of people with parents. And then maybe sometimes are the most difficult people we have to deal with. Sorry. But before, we would just argue all the time because I wasn't being aware, I wasn't mindful, I wasn't practicing meditation. Yeah, maybe she said something and then it really agitated me, and then I just said something really rude back to her, and then just like boom, boom, boom. And after I lived in a monastery for 3 years in China, in my master's monastery, I understood, how really the mind is the cause of my suffering. My monkey mind, my attachment to all these negative thoughts. And then, so I practiced meditation for a long time. And then when I came back to Australia, my mom hasn't changed, by the way. She is still the old mom. She still like to complain a lot, like just for little things. She's a Virgo. Anyone Virgo here? So Virgo is like, they're very particular. I can be also particular as well. So yeah, so like small things she can like go on for forever, and then she can complain a lot. But now what I can do is I just Amitabha. I have this strong defense system in my mind. And she maybe doesn't know I was practicing Amitabha the whole time when I was in the house. I was Amitabha, and then she said, "Oh, why isn't you doing that?" Amitabha. And if you want to fight, can one person just fight by herself alone? No, right? If you need to be successful in an argument, to create an argument properly, you need how many people? Two, right? Two, or more than two. So one person, she can't go on for too long. Like she was like, why didn't you blah, blah, blah? And then I was just Amitabha, okay, I'll do it, okay. And then she can't go on for too long, and then she just stopped it, And then she realized, and then she felt guilty because she said, oh, maybe I shouldn't do it. Because my attitude was like so nice. And then she felt guilty and then she apologized to me. And you see, how just simply because I change, so my family relationship changed. You only need one person to be sort of like have a bit sort of awareness at home, then you can create a good relationship. Maybe other person doesn't change. But if you have done the work yourself, then you can create a harmonious relationship.
Wow, what a magic mantra.
Yeah.
Ahitofo.
Yeah.
Do you mind to tell me the meaning?
Yeah. So
I
in
can
Vietnamese, you say "ai to fo" because I think there used to be a queen that had you know the story. No, so I know. So because I used to volunteer at the Vietnamese temple also in Geelong. So in Sanskrit it's Amitabha. In Chinese it's Amitofo, Amitabha Buddha, Amitabhaya. In Chinese it's Amitofo. And in Vietnamese now also more people say Amitabha, but there's a chance people say Ai-Dafa because there used to be a princess or I don't know some royalty, and then her name is very similar to Ami something. So and then in order to avoid that, they say Ai. It's actually Ami Tofo. So Ami Tofo from English Sanskrit Amitabha, it means what? What's the meaning?
Infinite light and life.
Very good.
Infinite light and life.
Yeah, infinite light. What's better than infinite light? Everyone, think of it. Anything better than infinite light? What does the infinite light include? Yes. Infinite light, you have infinite peace, you have infinite wisdom, infinite blessings. You see? Light. Right. If you have infinite light, you got everything. And the infinite life. If you have infinite light, you also want infinite life too, right? So our Buddha nature is actually no birth, no death, no beginning, no end, infinite. So this is our true nature. We are actually infinite. But now we are sort of being trapped in this physical body, in this low dimensional world. This is called a Sangha world in Buddhism. This is not actually a very ideal world to live in because beings are subject to the 8 types of suffering. What are the 8 types of sufferings? No? Greed. So the greed is like a poison, but like objectively speaking, there are 8 types of sufferings here in this world. Birth, sickness, old age, death, not to get what you want, to be separated from what you love, to be with people you dislike. Right? Often we maybe have people we don't want to, and then we see them all the time. And then the 8th is the suffering of the 5 skandhas. The 5 skandhas are like the physical and the mentals. Yeah. So the objectively speaking, there are 8 types of sufferings. Nobody can avoid in this world. So, yes. But our true nature, the Buddha nature, is actually infinite light and light. Also the meaning of Amitabha. But Amitabha is also a Buddha called Amitabha. Buddha currently resides in the Western Pure Land of Ultimate Bliss. It's a world with no suffering and all bliss. So the Buddha told us in the sutra. At the end of, this is very important, everyone, take note. At the end of your life, if you recite the name of Amitabha or Amitabha, even for 10 times, of course you're gonna do it more often. At the end of your life, you're gonna keep saying Amitabha, Amitabha, Amitabha. Even for 10 times, your mind, your consciousness, you will see the Buddha come to receive you, and your consciousness will go with the Buddha to the Pure Land. Yeah. And when you are there in the Pure Land, so that's the painting how the Buddha has the light, and see that monk there reciting Amitabha, and then he see the Buddha come to receive him, and the consciousness will migrate to the Pure Land. And once you're in the Pure Land, you can realize infinite light and life, Buddhahood. You can realize Buddhahood quickly. And after that, you can be like the Buddhas to manifest in many worlds, take on many, many forms to help save sentient beings. It sounds a bit like a sci-fi here, but this is real. Because from ancient China, 1,600 years ago, when the practice came to China, to nowadays, many people, many rebirth cases, we call them rebirth cases of people that recite Amitabha. when they are at the time of death, but they are very conscious, their mind is clear, they tell others, actually now I see Amitabha, I'm going with Amitabha. They left with a big smile. Some left by sitting, some left by standing, some left by lying down. This is real. So death is not the end. Death is the beginning of another journey. So the most important thing is we need to go to a good place after this life, correct? We need to have some kind of insurance. So Amitabha is our insurance to guarantee us we can attain rebirth in the Pure Land. Yeah. But before we are at the end of our life, actually some people say, you're young, why you think about it too much? But because of what? Because of because of impermanence. So we should also chant Amitabha. It doesn't mean that you are only 18 years old and then you will not die. How many young people die all the time? Every day on the news, all kinds of ways. So it shouldn't be like, oh, you're young, you shouldn't even think about death. If you are very aware about impermanence, you should keep Amitabha in your mind every moment in your life. Because you don't even know what might happen in the next moment, right? Impermanence. It's not being pessimistic, it's just being real about life. Yeah. So my father left when I was 21. Yeah. So that's why I'm very aware of impermanence. He was only like 50 years old. He was at the peak of his life, So you never know. So that's why we should always keep Amitabha in our mind. And to always be mindful of Amitabha. Not only that it can assure us to go to a good place after this life, but also while we are in our life, we want to have a good family, good relationship, whatever. So you need this meditation. This is the easiest meditation for you to apply in every moment of your life. I practice many meditations. I've been on this path for over 10 years. I just search all different modalities, like yoga, Sufism, Tantra, Shamanism, you name it. I tried them all almost. But what I found is that this meditation is the most effective to apply in every moment in our life. So that's why now I'm here sharing this meditation out of all different meditations. Right? Because it's difficult for people to just sit there and meditate nowadays. So we do the chanting, we walk around, so with some movements. So meditation is not about just sitting there. You can do whatever you want, but as long as your mind is mindful. Mindful means what? Present means what? To mindful to be like how you can be present.
How do you be present? Like how? What does that mean?
Yeah.
Observing negative and unnecessary thoughts.
Very good. Yeah, so you're not running away with your monkey mind. Then you are in a moment. Mm-hmm. Yeah. We in Buddhism we don't really actually a lot of people say present, but from the Diamond Sutra, the Buddha said the past you cannot obtain it. The present you cannot obtain it. The future you cannot obtain it. Why? When you think it's the present, it's gone like that. So we say in the moment. Yeah. So it's how you can be aware. To be mindful just means that you are aware of all this maybe rubbish going on in your mind, but you're not attached to them. That's how you can be mindful. That's what mindfulness means. If you're not mindful, you just fall into the trap of your thinking, of your negative thoughts, and you run away with them. And that's when you start to complain about other people. Because you think it's him or she that create all my problems. No, it's not. You take a step back and say, oh, it's actually my attachment. Why I have to be attached to that kind of thought? I am actually the creator of my own suffering. So you just switch that program. So other people are our mirror. They are here to reflect our attachment. So you have to be very grateful to people who can make you upset, make you angry in your life. They are here to help you grow. Right? I'm so grateful for my mom, right? Because she makes me be very aware of my attachment, maybe to my anger, to my negative thinking, right? And then if you can, that's how you know you have progress on your spiritual path with your meditation. It's going deep. It's when before you're always angry when you're with someone. And then after maybe a few years of meditation, you no longer get angry, nothing can trigger you. That means your practice has improved. You get that? So you go and experiment with
It's a long way to go.
yeah, it is. For me, it's like 6 years. Yeah, 6 years at most, at least. Yeah. So it's really like So to practice, it's a lifelong practice. Yeah. Not only this life, many lifetimes of practice. Sometimes we think, oh, we are so peaceful, especially if you go to the beach, you go to the mountains, right?
Yeah.
You're like, oh, meditation is so good. You know, I'm like enlightened. And then you come back to your family. And then maybe your parents, your husband says something, and then you just lose it completely. So the true practice is not on the mountain. Of course, we recommend you go to retreat, right? Maybe once a year to the mountains and all this maybe secluded place to strengthen your practice. But after that, in order to really test your practice, you need to bring it back to your life. Right? Our practice is not away from our life. To practice is to live a good life. You know, and that's why I always want people to come here, because I know this is what's most important for everyone in their life. But a lot of people, they don't know. Think, oh, Dharma, meditation is so boring. You know, but if you don't have that, this is like a medicine to your mind. If you don't take the medicine, you're gonna be miserable in your life. Not to curse anybody, but like, this is the reality. We see a lot of people suffering, a lot of people arguing, a lot of like divorces in the world, a lot of like violence. So it's because people, they're not aware of their thoughts. They don't know how to change their thoughts. So who we should learn from, everyone? Yeah, the laughing Buddha. So next time, you know, someone complains something to you, you just like, haha. But like in your mind, you kept the Amitabha mantra going on. You have your antivirus system going on in the background, and then you just put on a smile and just you can laugh at them. You know, you are angry not because of me, but because of your own ignorance, because of your attachment to your angry thoughts.
Yes.
Of course, maybe you can't say that to other people, but like, this is the truth. Like, we know it for ourselves. If we are angry, we are aware of it's our attachment to our anger. We can quickly change it. But how quick you change depends on your practice. Because we have the habit, the habitual habit, we always fall into our negative thinking. If you don't have strong practice, you cannot counter that. You see what I mean? Yeah. Okay. So here it says always laughing, you know, open your mouth and smile. Yeah. So this is a reminder for us to always, you know, maybe we don't have to be like him to be like, ha ha ha, people think you're like crazy. But like in my mind, in your mind is laughing. And now if my mom complains about anything, my mind is laughing. My mind is laughing. And then I just Amitabha. And this really helps. I guarantee you. If it doesn't work for you, it's because your practice is not strong. Because your habit is too strong, your practice is very weak. But when you build out your practice, maybe day by day, week by week, you have a strong practice, it will definitely work for you. Yeah.
I admire you. You've got strong mind. Especially when your mom kept complaining about you, and you have strong mind.
Amitabha. Yeah. Well, that's because of, you know, many years of practice in the temple and before that, you know. Yeah. So
Was you monk?
No,
Wow,
not yet.
previous-
Not yet. But maybe in the future, in the near future. Yeah, that's my aspiration I'm a nun at heart. Right. Yeah.
But you still working.
No, this is my full-time job. Meditation is my job.
Happy to hear.
Yeah.
Thank you for helping all of us.
Oh, no, you're welcome. Let me think of anyone has anything you'd like to share or any questions?
Apart from this group, is there anywhere else you do the Dharma talk? Teacher?
So at the moment, we're just doing here every Sunday, and then also we have the healing concert, the mantra healing concert, very powerful, on Tuesday, this coming Tuesday, and the second and the fourth Tuesday, and I have a retreat in May, where we go into like Tarleton near Geelong. It's like we rented like a house, and then we do a retreat there for the weekend. So, and then I do like a pilgrimage to China, to like really holy mountains and places. At the end of the year, maybe to Lumbini, to Nepal, Buddha's birthplace. And then, but in the future, we may have more places like where we do these events. Oh, and I do YouTube. I'm a YouTuber. Yeah, that's right. So if you want to hear more talks, I have on my channel, Pure Buddhism.
Yes, I could like to because I had already missed 2 lessons.
Oh, yeah.
So I could like to catch up.
Yeah, if you like to catch up, then it's our Shan channel. So Shan is a charity. So this is where the charity, now the address of the charity. So the owner of the tea house, he's also practicing the same meditation. So he's very generous to offer us the space. So we founded this charity last year. And this is also my master's vision. So Shan, Hai means ocean and sea. Hui means to come together. Shan means like the mountain. So we have more people together, like the sea, like the mountain. So together we can be very strong. It's like you said, to practice by yourself is difficult, but to practice as a group it's easier. We need to rely on like group effort to have many people to come together, and we can also create like positive impact in the world.
Maybe on Tuesday she can work out.
Anyway, so what my attitude is, I try my best on the courses, but I also sort of let go of the result. So in that way, you can be relaxed when you're doing it. So I'm not like attached like how many people come or not come, but I try my best to put on the things and to promote, to tell people. So that's also like to do things in a non-attached way. Try your best on the courses, but also let go of the result. Okay, good. All right, so we're gonna close our session. We're just gonna do a memory transfer. So a memory transfer is like what? I think I told people a few times.
Maybe.
Memory transfer means what? Why we should do like a memory transfer? So when you practice the spiritual practices, like whether it's meditation or to listen to Dharma talks, you generate merit. But what's merit?
Spirit.
It's not karma.
You can
karma.
Good karma actually. But merit, you can think of it like invisible spiritual currency. Okay, it's like a metaphor I like to use.
It's a blue.
Yeah, very good, like Barnum said. And if you don't do the merit transfer, then the result will go according to the law of karma. Okay, let's say if I'm giving Dharma talk here, according to the law of karma, it's like if you share Dharma, you share the wisdom with others, you also gain more wisdom yourself. Right? This is how the merit also you will gain wisdom yourself. Right? But if also I transfer the merit also maybe to all beings, it's like you're making this like to be a bigger thing rather than just to yourself. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So a merit transfer is like you're sharing money with many people. And then people will be like, oh, does that mean I will gain less money? No, you won't. Don't worry. Right? The more people you transfer, the more blessings you will get. Yeah. Okay, so we join our hands together. May the resulting merit and virtue
May the resulting of the virtue.
may the resulting merit and virtue
May the resulting of the merit of the virtue.
Adorn the Buddha's Pure Land.
Adorn the purest,
Relieve the suffering
relieve the suffering
in the three evil paths.
in the three evil paths.
May those who hear and see this
May those who are sadists
attain the unsurpassed Bodhi.
Attain the answer.
as the Bodhi.
With this karmic retribution body,
The body.
to attain rebirth in the Pure Land.
To attain the pure land.
May all beings be happy
May all beings be happy
and have the causes of happiness.
and have the causes of happiness.
May all beings be free from suffering
May
May
all
all
beings
beings
be
be free from suffering
and the causes of suffering.
and the causes of suffering.
Okay, if you have any sort of personal merit transfer you'd like to dedicate, maybe to your family, your friends, your loved ones, you can also do so in your mind. Now, I need to